I'm back. Today I have 3 vintage minis. I can't hold them very well with my hands. Okay, these are some really fun vintage minis. Ceasar's Woman. You know, if you haven't been here before, welcome. It's Talk to the Hand Reviews, the channel. I'm Bo the Reviews Lady. Please feel free to subscribe if you like this kind of content. I try to post Mondays and Thursdays. And I have a huge collection of these vintage minis because I used to work in cosmetics and fragrance from the late 80s to like the mid-late 90s. I have to sit down and figure exactly when it all occurred. But I collected these way back then. They've never been opened. They've been in my storage unit since the 90s. And I'm so excited that YouTube allows us this platform in which to do weird things like show people your old perfume minis. So that's what I'm here for today. And we're gonna open these and see, do they still smell good or do they not stand the test of time? I shouldn't do that. I don't want them to get damaged. Okay. This is the lovely Nina by Nina Ricci. And isn't that pretty? So I couldn't find, I usually go to Fragrantica to get whatever background and photos and stuff that I'm trying to find. But they didn't have this one. They have a newer version called Nina. And it looks like, I think, a little apple. It looks like a little apple. I think the current one. So I have no idea if they're similar at all or, you know. So we're gonna open this now and we're gonna find out, does it still smell good? I try to just use like tissues or Q-tips for these vintage ones because I'm not likely to open them or use them again, and so why not try to help them be preserved if you can. Oh, the magic moment. Are you ready to smell? I'm not sure yet. Let's put some on. I remember this being, it's a light floral, which is what I tend to like. Okay, the essence is still there. It still smells really good, but you know what? I don't think it smells exactly the way it used to. So I'd probably give this one really more like maybe a 7 out of 10. Now I don't know for sure if it's a parfum or an eau de toilette. I don't think it says so on it. No, it doesn't tell me. So could be an eau de toilette, you know. Could be an eau de parfum, could be a perfume, could be a cologne. But it does still smell really good. And it is a beautiful fragrance, and I would recommend this fragrance if you can still get your hands on it and you like things like this. Is, you know, if you know from Nina Ricci, if you know Le Temps, if you like that, you would also like this. I don't remember, I guess it didn't do that well. It's not, I don't see it around for sale anymore. But Nina by Nina Ricci. Let's see if I can get it to where you can see it better. Nina by Nina Ricci. Vintage Mini 1. Okay, now on to Bijan DNA. Woo! 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 I always always liked Bijan fragrances. The first Bijan that came out, I think it was the first. That thing smelled like money, money, honey, money. But this one, I don't know how I got it. I don't remember how I got it. We used to have these Christmas parties in fragrances that were really lavish, and a lot of times the companies, you'd go and you'd get these big gift bags full of stuff, perfumes, lotions, powders, jewelry, all kind of stuff. Anyhow, that may be where I got this from. I don't know, but isn't it cute? It looks like DNA. Woo, 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 woo. Okay, so we're gonna see, does this one still smell the same? I don't quite remember what it smelled like. Usually I do remember what these smelled like, but this one I don't quite remember. So I'm hoping it'll refresh my memory for me. I think it says it's an eau de parfum. I read the bottom. So we're gonna check it out. Okay, so we got the top off. It was a little bit hard to get it off, but the magic juices. Here we go. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah! That still smells good. And it has given me a clue as to what it smells like. Okay, it's not perfect anymore though, unfortunately. Some of them are, especially the parfums that I've opened from my collection. I usually have them out here on the counter, but I forgot to put them there. I'd say there's like a lot of vanilla. Okay, Bijan DNA. Vintage Mini. Still smells pretty good, but I think it has changed a little bit. So, for those of you who are interested in this great classic fragrance, there it is. There it is now. There it is. There it is. DNA. There it is now. There's DNA. Okay. Okay, now the final one. That is, I think, the most intriguing of the group, because I'll bet you never heard of it. I bet you never heard of it. This next one, I think you're gonna be surprised. And here it is. Zoom! You don't know what it is. You don't know. I know you don't know. It is Ceasar's Woman from Caesar's Palace. Yes, that's Caesar's Palace, where you had too much at that buffet that time and you went and saw a show, maybe Celine Dion, Caesar's Palace, and then you did some gambling, and then, you know, you woke up and said, what happened to the last 5 hours or whatever. Okay, we're gonna open this Caesar's Woman. And by the way, oh, you know, I wrote stuff about each of these and I didn't tell you. The last one, DNA by Bijan, that came out in 1993. It's considered a floral, but it's got some warmth and some spices to it. But I kind of want to do complete reviews on each of these fragrances too, so I held back just a little bit on the information because I just wanted to focus today on the fact that they are vintage minis. Let's see. Okay. The way I feel about Caesar's Woman, it's a strangely decadent fragrance. It's like Caesar's Palace. What is this place I'm in? What the heck? You know, but it's strange, but you still want to go in. It's sexy in like, like a really sexual way. I don't even really know what I mean by that, but there's something about it. It's a little bit of dust on this one. But there's something about it that I think it feels opulent. It feels like what you want to feel like you look like when you try to go out and get dressed up and stuff like that. That sort of opulent, yeah, I'm living the high life kind of thing. That's what this is. Yeah, I've never smelled anything like it either. And we'll see if it still smells the same in a minute. And we did sell this. It says it came out in 1988. So I remember for sure one of the stores that I worked at, we sold this there. So yeah, a little bit of history. And now we're gonna open it. Ceasar's woman, 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 woman. Ceasar's woman, 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 woman. Ceasar's woman, woman. Okay, we're gonna smell it. We opened it. We're gonna see what it's like. And the genie comes out. It's like there's a genie in the perfume, don't you think? Something comes out of there. Oh, yes! Heck yeah! That still smells really good. But let's put it on and see. Does it still smell good on me? Uh-oh. Let too much come out. Oh, yeah. Okay, not perfectly fresh smelling, but I'd say it's an 8 out of 10. There is something teasingly sweet about it, but it's not, see, back in the day, very seldom did fragrances smell sweet very often. That was my experience. In fact, when I left working for Oscar de la Renta, they had just come out with Volupté, which was, I think that was the beginning of fragrances being more fruity, because they didn't really do so much gourmand back then. Okay, I get a peppery out of this, a bit of a honey, and a sweetness, but yeah, it's a different kind of fragrance. So I want to thank you again for visiting my channel, and I hope that you find this interesting. If you find it interesting at all, please feel free to subscribe. I try to create content Mondays and Thursdays, and it's usually fragrances. You know what, I used to do more skincare, but I've been sick for a bit, and it's harder for me to do the cosmetics and the skincare. And I'll make a video about, well, I keep saying I'm going to do that, but at the same time I don't like to bore people with telling them that you were sick or things like that, because it's kind of a bummer, and we're just here to enjoy fragrance and cosmetics and a little bit of silly dancing and things like that. So but I really do enjoy doing the channel, and I welcome you to come and enjoy my continued fragrance journey. I don't work in those industries anymore, but it is fun to do it. It's just fun to reminisce and to learn about new fragrances too, because I do love to check out new fragrances. I kind of dove back in to fragrances and cosmetics when I had for a bit. So yeah, so thank you so much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.